One of the biggest misconceptions that people have is that I left one world to join another, when in fact, engineering actually does shape the kind of designer that I am. A lot of my designs are very geometric. I love using architectural silhouettes, and even when I create my own patterns, my approach to them is so meticulous and uses my engineering brain. I will always be the first to say that pattern making at its core is engineering and architecture. I am so meticulous down to the millimeter when I'm trying to get my patterns perfect. And so for me, it's really about bringing my two worlds together, where I know fully that being an engineer has actually made me a better fashion designer. The reason I chose fashion school over YouTube University was discipline. I absolutely could have taught myself, but that was never the point. I never wanted to just make clothes. I wanted to learn the craft professionally. I wanted there to be accountability, and I knew going back to school was the way I could do that. There is no way that I would have been staying up until 2 or 3 in the morning finishing homework sets after my crazy 9-to-5 day job if I was just going to YouTube University. The reason that I was able to have that level of rigor was because I knew my professors would be chasing me down if I didn't get my homework assignment turned in time. And so having a little bit of that fire under my butt definitely got me through 3 years of fashion school, and it's why I've been able to learn so much in such a short period of time. School might not be for everyone or accessible to everyone. YouTube University is still great. This was just the option that I knew that was best for me with making the decision to stay in my day job 9 to 5. The other thing I will say is that fashion is one of those trades where sometimes you don't really know the insider secrets unless you're part of the industry. And by having access to Parsons professors, I felt that I was able to learn to a different degree than I would have been able to just based off of YouTube. For a long time, who I was and what I did were one and the same thing. Coming from an immigrant family and then living in the Bay for 5 years were the perfect recipe to self-internalize that my job was in fact who I am as an individual. First it was engineering, then consulting, then tech. Every step of my educational and professional career was the same as who I as Samya was as a person. There was never any separation, and that is a quick path to burning yourself out and losing who you truly are. The moment I started building my life around who I was versus what my job was, it changed a lot in my life. It's one of the reasons I moved here to Los Angeles. It's the reason I'm sitting in this amazing studio that I am now. It is very much a work in progress, but I like to think that where I am now versus 3 or 4 years ago, there's a much bigger delta in who I am, Samya, as an individual versus who I am as a designer versus who I am as an engineer. Those are all parts of what make me Samya, but they're no longer my identity at its core. I still have a ways to go in fully getting off the hamster wheel, but it's nice to know that we're off-roading a little bit in life now.